There are three main reasons why you're struggling to scale your Amazon wholesale business, mainly three. Now, if you don't know me, my name is George Demetriou. I've been selling on Amazon US for well over 8.5 years, even though I live abroad in Australia. I'm a 7-figure seller, soon transitioning to an 8-figure seller. And I'm also the founder of Astro Advanced Analytics, a price list analysis tool. But we're not going to get into that now. What are the three main reasons why you're struggling to scale your Amazon wholesale business? Let's get into it. The way I'm going to structure this video is first by talking about the problem, and then I'm going to talk about viable solutions to that problem. The first problem, of course, is being gated. Now, being gated, of course, affects newer sellers more than it affects older sellers. But if you're looking at a price list of 1,000 products, for example, or 10,000 products, and you're gated in all of them, of course, it's hard to buy things and you can't really scale. So that's basically the general problem. If you're gated in everything, how are you going to buy things to actually sell? If all the profitable products are gated, what are you going to do about it? So that's the problem when it comes to being gated. Now, let's say, for example, for every price list you look at, or for every 10,000 products you look at, you're ungated in only 15% of them. Let's just say that's the way it is. Now, if that is the way it is, then what does that mean? You have to get more price lists. Simple as that. Now, you can try to use invoice to get ungated. I get that, but I just don't want to go down that risk. It's a risky path, spending $200, $400, $600 to try to get it ungated, buying enough units to get ungated on a product and then not getting ungated. So what you have to do is you have to focus on the products that you can sell. So if for every price list you go through, you're ungated around 10 or 15% of them, you have to go through more price lists. You have to go through more suppliers. You have to scale that as much as possible. By scaling that and looking at more products every single time, getting more price lists, you're going to be able to scale past that and not even care about the fact that you're ungated. I get all these people saying to me, oh, I'm ungated, I can't sell this product. I'm looking at this price list. Okay, how many price lists are you looking at every single week? If the answer is 1, then get out of here. Like, seriously. You should be looking at 5 or 10. Now, if you're using Astro, you understand that you can analyze 20 a week if you want to. Now, that's the true game that you have to play. You have to scale that up. You have to go through more price lists. If you're only going to be ungated in 5 or 10% of a catalog, what does that mean? You have to go through more catalogs. Scale, volume, go hard. That's the solution to that problem. Reason number 2, you can't find good suppliers. This one guy in my Telegram group, a very vocal guy, said that every state has only 2 or 3 very good suppliers. Bull. There are so many good suppliers in the US. There are literally tens of thousands of suppliers in the US. Of course, not all of them are going to be good. Most of them are not going to be good. But there are so many. You have to be relentless at finding suppliers. You have to be a maniac. You have to contact 50 a day. Email them. They're everywhere. I have a video on how to find suppliers. My VAs do it every day and they find me more than 50 suppliers every single day easily. I'm telling them to slow down. I'm literally telling them, slow down. I don't need that many suppliers anymore. I'm fully covered. All my capital is in play. You got to be relentless at finding suppliers. There are so many out there. Every day, your inbox, you need to see at least 30 or 40 replies from suppliers. You need to be relentless at reaching out to suppliers. You're not going to have to do it forever. You might have to do it for 2 or 3 months in the initial stages. It's not going to be forever finding suppliers. Suppliers, brands, you got to contact. You're going to get rejected heaps. Of course, you will be getting rejected heaps. Who cares? Who cares if you're rejected? Doesn't even matter. You just keep going. Make a note, contact them again 6 months later, try again. Change your approach, change everything up, see what you can see, maybe say things a bit differently. Keep going, be relentless, contact them nonstop. Find as many as you can until you've fully used your capital. You've put all your capital into inventory and you don't need more suppliers. Be relentless at finding suppliers. The third reason, I'm not going to lie, it's a bit of a tough one, and that's not having enough capital. Now, an easy solution to this, of course, is to just say, go get a loan, go get a credit card, get an investor involved, get a personal loan. I get it, but not everyone has access to these. It's kind of tough, especially for me, for example, living in Australia and selling in the US. It's not that easy for me to go ahead and get a loan from a US bank. I have to go there in person. I have to shake some hands. They have to really understand my business. And sometimes it's a high risk option for them and they just don't want to do it. It's not always an option for a lot of us. Now, another way that I like to explain how you can grow is by growing internally. When I say grow internally, it means reallocating the way you spend your capital on goods to help you grow more. Let me give you an example. Let's assume that you have a $10,000 budget. You have 10 SKUs that you regularly buy. they sell off within 1 month, and they have a 30% ROI. Now, based on those 4 things, right? So we need to mainly focus on the $10,000 budget. Now, the other 3 things, they're basically what type of products we buy and we resell. Now, there are 2 main ways to approach actually getting more money out of that $10,000. One is by selling faster, which means you're going to get more cycles into every single year. And the other is by selling at a higher ROI. Now, let's go the first way, where we're going to attempt to sell off faster, get more cycles in. Now, what you could do in this scenario, instead of allocating your $10,000 to 10 SKUs that sell off within a month at 30% ROI, the ROI can remain the same at that same 30%. What if you bought 20 SKUs that sell off within 2 weeks? Okay, by doing that, the products sell off faster, that capital returns to your account much faster, and then you can reallocate it to another cycle. You're basically increasing the amount of cycles you do within a year by buying less units of more SKUs. That's one way you can grow internally. The next way, of course, is by allocating your capital to products with a higher ROI. That's pretty much an obvious one. Now, one of the issues with high ROI products is that they tend to sell in lower volumes. Sometimes you might find a jackpot product that just sells like crazy and has a very high ROI. I get it. But let's go back to that example. $10,000, 10 SKUs, 30% ROI, they sell off within a month. Okay, well, a simple way to do it is maybe try to find some of those rarer SKUs. You might find 30 SKUs with a very high ROI, and instead of buying 1 month worth of goods, maybe buy 1 week or 2 weeks worth of goods. That way, again, when they do sell off, you have a higher growth rate. You grow more. Your capital takes you, brings you more profit and can help you further grow your account. It's a great way when you have capital constraints is to focus on high ROI products or getting more cycles in. Those are the 2 main ways. If you have all those 3 things covered, you have enough ungated products, you have plenty of price lists, and you have heaps of capital to spend on goods, and you're still not growing your business, then I hate to break it to you, but you're the issue with your business. You're the problem. You're the bottleneck. You need to understand you are at the head of your business. You are at the head of operations. You need to oversee the operations, not do every little aspect of it, especially if you want to operate at a high level, at high scale. You need to hire a virtual assistant. Remember, you said number 3 was having enough capital. If you have enough capital, you have enough money to hire a virtual assistant. Now, when it comes to hiring a virtual assistant, the most important 3 things for me is first, that they're trustworthy, more important than anything else, hardworking, of course, and the ability to learn things. Don't expect them to know everything. That's okay. But after a couple months, they'll learn these things. Now, trustworthiness is more important than anything else. You don't want a virtual assistant to do a number on you. It happens. I get it. It happens. You don't want that. Then when it comes to hard work, you want them to actually bother you. You don't have to bother them all the time. Say, hey, do this, do that, do this. They need to bother you. Say, hey, what do I need to do now? Should we do this? Then you say, hey, can you sign this agreement? Hey, can you approve this order? That's how it needs to be. They need to be basically busting your balls, not you busting theirs. That's how it needs to operate. Now, of course, if they need to be trainable, they need to be actually learning things and improving as well and understanding your business operations. But it's very important that you get your head off the ground and put it at a higher level so you can oversee the operations. Also understand one very, very important thing. The thing that leads to growth, direct growth in this Amazon wholesale business is one action. There's one specific action that is more important than any other action. And that is the act of purchasing the goods that, of course, meet your criteria. The act of purchasing goods is what directly correlates to your business profit and growth. If you don't purchase the goods, you can do every single other action. You can do 1 million actions. But if you don't actually purchase those goods, then you're not going to grow your business. That is the single most important act in this business, purchasing the goods that are going to make you money. Everything else technically is fluff. Now, there's a lot of things that go around purchasing the goods, a lot of analysis, a lot of things, a lot of shipping, fulfillment, all that type of stuff. I get it. But the act of purchasing goods is what is most important. Focus on that and your business will grow. I hope you got value out of this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comment section below. And if you want to get access to me or to Astro Advanced Analytics, check out the description of this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.